Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Meadsy69 and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Foch 155 again. It's been a while since we have taken a look at the Foch, but I do have to apologise that there is no background sound again. The recording messed up and the sound was awful. So instead of just recording everything again and hoping for the best, you know what, I'm just going to leave it. And there will be a couple of videos that they're coming up that won't have any sound, because until I get a new phone with the lockdown, etc., it's going to be difficult to be able to get that phone at the moment. And with my YouTube revenue literally plummeted, literally like last month I earned £1,800 from YouTube. This month I'm going to earn £800. So that's because of all the ads at the minute. Companies putting adverts on YouTube channels. A lot of the companies are not running, they are shut. So I've only got we only been getting the lesser adverts that don't pay as much. So it's a struggle for everyone at the moment, including obviously my YouTube, my work, everything. So I'm going to try and put out as much videos as I can. And what I mean by that is, normally I do replay videos where I chuck 2 or 3 replays as I hold my beer or anything like that. But what I'm going to try and do on a daily basis is just chuck 1 replay up. I will add voice to it, but if it's worthy enough to be on its own video, then I'm just going to chuck it up on the channel, and it'll literally be a 4 or 5 minute video just to get the footage out for you guys. So back to this video, the Foch 155. Now, if you remember a few updates ago, it got absolutely buffed and it was broke with the autoloader, and it broke tier 10. It broke the tank. It was the tank to get. It was the tank that everyone wanted because it was just so OP. Wargaming then, they changed it. They didn't nerf it, they didn't buff it, they changed it. And what they did is they just reduced the alpha of the shot from 640 to I think 560. But what they then did is lower the reload of the magazine. So it wasn't a buff or it wasn't a nerf. I mean, the DPM I think is ever so slightly. I mean, it's not even worth even talking about the DPM difference between this time and the last time it had the bigger alpha, because there's literally nothing in it. There's literally nothing in it. So why did Wargaming change it? I mean, with the autoloader, it was broke. It was broke doing the 640 alpha, but it had a longer reload. It did have a longer reload, where now it does less alpha. I mean, you can still get high rolls up to 600-700. As you've seen not long ago, I got a 700 high roll. So it hasn't changed that much, to be honest. And if anything, I think it has made it foching better, because it has the less reload time. The way I enjoy playing this tank, I mean, it's always been a good tank. It never needed that autoloader. I do admit it never needed. It was a good tank, really good tank, before it had that autoloader. Where now it has the autoloader, I don't see where Wargaming were coming from when they thought, you know what, this gun is OP. Let's reduce the damage it does, but let's also reduce the reload. I do think that was wrong. What I do think they should have done is reduce the damage but kept the reload the same. And I still think that would still be too strong. How I enjoy playing this tank is very aggressive. And if you're in a platoon of Foches is so much fun, which you're going to see here with me and Platoon. It was on Platoon's stream. I did this as a video, part of this battle as a video as mine and Platoon's sex tape. But when you're working as a platoon together, if you're focus firing, it is brutal because of that auto loader. It's absolutely brutal if you can focus on the same targets. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to focus, and you're going to see Platoon's pushing. I'm going to push. He was going for the 263. I'm going to go for the 263, and then we are just, I mean, he's now rushing in, and that is how I love playing this tank. The armor is really, really good. It's really troll, and you can get some bounces. You can see we've bounced 600 damage. Now, I was intending to turn around and let Platoon deal with them tanks, but I do get shot from the 263. So I am just going to turn around. I know, you know what, he's going to go for the 263, and I'm going to go for the T54. And as you can see, 2 tanks gone very, very quickly. And I think what Wargaming were actually intending, what they were intending to do, they wasn't intending to nerf the tank or buff the tank. What I think they was looking at doing is, before, when it had that higher alpha shot, you used to be able to clear tanks like grills in 2 shots. So in sort of 7 seconds, you used to be able to clear those tanks, the waffles, etc., just with 2 HE shots. So that is what I think Wargaming just changed. I think they just changed it so you can't do that. You can't clear those tanks just with the 2 shells. So that is what I think they did. That's why they done it. Reduce the alpha shot, just so you can't clear these tanks in tier 10 with in 7 seconds with an autoloader. So I do get that, but I just don't get why they reduced the reload time as well. It didn't need it. It really didn't need it. The reload time just could have stayed the same. So it's a fun tank to play. It's a very, very strong tank to play, but you're not invincible. You're not invincible. You can still get penned. I mean, the front plate, yes, it's very strong, but as soon as these big guns switch to the APCR or the heat, then they can go through your front plate quite easily. And your side armor, your rear armor is literally non-existent, so you can be HE'd from the side and the rear. What I love about this tank is the speed of it as well. The speed is just so good. The traverse is so good. It does make it hard and difficult for these medium tanks to try and circle with death view. So a lot of people played really well in the Foch. They do well in the Foch. And it's because it's still OP. I do think it's still OP. Not as much now. We have the ATGMs because they just get wrecked from tanks that doesn't even have to look at you. But we're going to see a battle here from Paul Hot Rock Calaby and Howard the Duck, and it's going to be an amazing platoon game, absolutely amazing platoon game, and they're really going to work together. So even though the Foch does work on its own, you can play the Foch on its own, no problem. It's still a strong tank. You can play it in all different ways as well. I mean, it's a quick tank. Look, 50 kilometers an hour. So you can play it either to support your mediums, you can play it to support your heavies, you can play it as a sniper, or you can just play it really, really aggressive because of that armor. If you're sloped, if you're angled, you will get bounces in this shot. And you can see straight away, Paul gets a bounce from this M60. So I just love this game. I've had this game for a while, and I was actually going to put it as an OP platoon series. But you know what? I wanted to add this Foch, and I just think it's a really good example just how well the Foch actually plays, especially in a platoon. It doesn't matter what tank you're in. I mean, it doesn't matter what tank your platoon mate is in. I find it a lot more fun with double Foch, because I just think double Foch, when you're rolling together with that autoloader, tanks are not going to last very long. I mean, 7 seconds they're going to last, and then they're going to have at least 3 shots at them, 4 shots at them. So they're not going to last very long, and that is, of course, if you focus fire. Always try and focus fire as much as you can when you are in a platoon, because that is how you win games. That is how you win games. There is no point platooning if you're going to go one side of the map and your platoon mate is going to go the other side of the map. You're not going to support each other. There's no point platooning. So this game, there's 2 tanks down already, and you can see him and Howard the Duck and are going now into the red spawn. Now they're going together. They're sticking together. There's the Death Star. There's a Foch here. So he's now going to go for the Death Star. Nice shot, nice high roll. Again, as you can see, it's still a 700 roll, which is more than enough. It's more than the 640 alpha. So they do find also the AFK IS-7, which of course is going to be a great big help for his team, because they are only 1 tank up. At the moment, there are only 1 tank up. Now, he is going to go for that IS-7. Nice fire, 800, nearly 900. And again, as you can see, there's the focus fire. Unfortunately, he does bounce that, but 1,592 damage done to this IS-7. Yes, he's AFK, but just the focus fire of these two. They're focused in the same tank. They're not on voice together. They're going to focus the same tank, and they're really going to work together. And their team are actually doing the job as well. Only 3 tanks left alive. And now they can start pushing towards this KPF. The Foch on the enemy team has rushed to take care of that T95 E6, but now he can just focus on this KPF. So there's 1 shot, and again, there's Howard the Duck with another shot, and it's just completely an amazing game as part of a platoon. It really does show how to play the Foch what is a good way to play the Foch, and of course how the best way to play in a platoon as well. And you can see Paul hasn't used this tank once as a sniper. He's used it as just an aggressive tank. And that is what I love about this tank. It's so versatile. You can play it in any way you want and you're still going to perform really, really well. So now it's just this VK, and again he's going to switch to the heat. Doesn't really need the heat for the bottom plate, but he's going to go for the heat anyway. And then Howard the Duck, I think, is going to come in. I don't think he's going to come in. Is he going to get that shot? I think he's using the heat. He does manage to get that shot. So they played really well together. I mean, they got 7 kills between them. Paul got 5.7k damage. Of course, he gets the ace. Well-deserved ace. Makes some nice credits as well for a premium, not premium, for a tech tree tier 10. He gets the high caliber, he gets that sniper, and of course when we go on to the main battle screen, Howard the Duck also did very well as well, and they both get the ace. So 4.8k from Howard, 5.7k from the Foch there, and that just shows a great example how to platoon in this tank, and just generally how to play this tank. It is still so fucking good. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.
With